Hello, hi everyone. This is David Gogoi. I'm one of the co-founders of Zerund. So we are a sustainable construction material company where we manufacture lightweight bricks and all the other things associated to the wall. We are a full stack walling solution company where we manufacture these bricks using 70% of waste, and also we have other products which are the ancillary products to be used in the brickwork. So the journey started back in 2018 when I was in my final year of my college degrees. I have two other co-founders, Mosam and Rupam. So we three were doing our final year college project in Assam Engineering College back in 2018. So when the professors had asked us to do something in the building material domain using some waste products, so we thought that why don't we find some solutions to the existing products. We started thinking about what can be the existing solution that we can find out in the current market. So we thought that we can do something in the building material, which is the bricks. So and secondly, we had always been very passionate about finding out solutions to some really grieving problems that are there in the world. So speaking about those problems, so we found out that more than 270 million tons of industrial waste like fly ash is generated annually in India. More than 15,000 tons of plastic waste is generated in India every day. So we thought that these are very important problems and this had to be addressed immediately. Why don't we find out some correlation between whatever we are studying as a civil engineer and try to solve these very grave problems that are there. So when we thought deeply about what to do, how to find a solution for the same, that's how we stuck with the idea of mixing certain raw materials, mixing certain raw materials like plastic waste, industrial waste, fly ash, then other important materials like cement, lime, gypsum, and those kind of things, and we thought that this can be mixed in a certain ratio and the final product can be a brick which can be developed out of it. So we did more than 20-30 trials in the college lab, and back when we were doing all these trials, I don't know how this force came out to be and how we three got convinced that, I mean, it was like a eureka moment. I believe that it should not be a one eureka moment for all of us. It's a culmination of a lot of eureka moments. So I think it's a culmination of a lot of eureka moments when we finally thought that this is it. I mean, we should give it a try and we should try to make a business out of it. When we finally got the initial marketable product, we had shown it to various stakeholders like civil engineers, architects, structural engineers, and builders and everyone. So everyone said that it's a good prototype that you have built, and if you are able to solve some really important problems which are there socially and even economically, if we are going to give it in a good competitive rates as compared to the markets, then we can really build a business out of it. So it really gave us a lot of confidence, and back then we were just 22-23-year-old kids, not having too much of liabilities as we speak at that point of time. So we combined thought that why don't we give it a shot, why don't we give at least 2 to 3 years of our time and try to build a business out of it. And as I mentioned, passion was always there, always thinking of building something of our own, always thinking of providing jobs and providing employment to the society. So speaking about all of those things and combining all of those things, so we started to build the business out of it. So we are passing out of the college, and when we pass out of the college, so a lot of the other things go away with you. So you are no longer a student. So you have a lot of baggages behind you. You have a lot of answers to many of the questions that are coming from your own near and dear ones. So all this. So we had a lot of things that are to be solved at this point of time, personally and even from the even from the company's point of view. So we were resilient enough. We were quite confident enough. We were quite sure enough about whatever we are building, that this is something which are solving some real customer problems, real social problems that we are solving, and we can build a business out of it. So that is when we got confidence. We went around, we all three are first gen entrepreneurs, so it was obviously very tough to initially get the initial seed amount of funding to start the business. But we were resilient enough. We got some initial small amounts, 2-3 lakhs from near and dear ones, and then we pitched into various organizations, various individuals, and finally after, if I would remember the timeline, it would be around October and November 2018, and we had passed out in July, August 2018. So it has been around 4-5 months since we have passed out of college. Since that's where we struck gold. We had convinced 2 angel investors to invest in the company at an amount of 20 lakh rupees or so that this will be giving our initial boost to build the business. And when we pitched it to these investors, so already we had done a lot of homework. So we had most of the things that were done. We had got the company registered as a private limited company, because someone told us that private limited is the most friendly, funding friendly, or even business friendly form of registration that a company should do. And secondly, we had done all the other homeworks, like we had got a factory on lease, we had got initial 5 to 7 lakh rupees of order books with us. So all of these things obviously gave a lot of confidence to the incoming investors. So that is how we raised the initial capital. And when we raised the initial capital, so it didn't go well as what we expected. As I mentioned, we had not done any kind of formal jobs anywhere. We had not learned any kind of formal education in terms of financial understanding, in terms of production understanding. We were just a bunch of kids coming out of college and starting and being passionate and starting something of their own. So we did burn a good amount of capital at that point of time. So but we were very resilient enough. We understood immediately what are the issues, what are the problems that are causing this cash burn, and how can we immediately solve those problems. So we understood that our production and the sales were not happening as aligned as it should be. Our production was happening more. We are having a lot of inventories with us. We are not having that amount of sales which should be complementing to the production capacity. That's where we understood that we should not be dependent on anyone else. We should not be dependent on any sales people and all, and we should be focusing on doing all of those things by our own. So that's where we immediately started going into the market. Personally, we went around in the market to sell the bricks, and that's how we started to get momentum in the business. We started to understand about cash flows. We started to understand about all the financial standpoints which are important in a business. We started to understand the fundamentals which are based in a business, not only from the production point of view, but from the financial point of view, and also from the socio-economic point of view, and how important is the narrative to be built behind all of those things. So that is how I think we grew as a company, we grew as an individual, and we kept on believing in the goals that we have. We kept on developing in the ideas that we have. We kept on developing in the focus areas that we are having at that point of time. That's when we started gaining more momentum, more business, and obviously with more business, more momentum, you do get good people coming around you. So we did get good investments. We were able to convince IIM Calcutta Innovation Park to give us some grant amount, which was very important to personally continue with this journey. Then we got various good grants and fundings from various other organizations like NetFee, Assam government's Assam startup, then even NRL Numaligarh Refinery Limited, So those are the various stakeholders who really believed in the founders, who really believed in the idea, who really believed in the product, who really understood about the customer testimonials that had been given, and they had been very kind enough and very generous enough to help the business grow. So that's how we again kept on growing. Then certainly, I mean, in a certain phase of time, maybe when we started the business, maybe 1 year, 3 months or 4 months of starting the business, and when we started getting some momentum in the business, we did have certain cash in our banks, we did have good cash flows. Then came the dreaded COVID issues, which really brought the whole world into a standstill. So we also had to go back again to our drawing boards, understand how we can survive all of these dreaded problems that are there at this point of time, and how should we curb all these problems and find an opportunity behind these challenges that are there. So we did certain problems. I mean, we tried to solve certain problems that are immediately, which are important to be solved. We somehow got the regulations, or we somehow got the approvals to get the production rolling, to get the sales rolling, without harming the SOPs of the government at point of time. And that's how we were able to at least gain 8% of more revenues. We grew 8% during even the COVID year as compared to the other year. So that really gave us a lot of confidence. I mean, COVID for me was a blessing in disguise. I mean, it might be very offensive word, but in terms of introspecting myself and in terms of introspecting my whole team, so I understood that any kind of problems, if it comes, if we are finding a clear idea about the solution points, we can really come out of those, I mean, any kind of problems that are there. So that really gave me a confidence, not only institution wise, but also from a personal point of view, from an individual point of view. So now we are post COVID, and now things have started to get better and all. That's when we started gaining more momentum in terms of business, in terms of the top line and also the bottom line. We started gaining more traction in the top line, also started widening our bottom line. And that's where some bigger investors like DLF Family Office, which is very strategic to us, Gruhas PropTech, then they were also Varun Beverages, they were also part of the round, Antil Ventures. So all of them combined put in more than $1 million at that point of time. They put in near about 8 crores of money, which was more than $1 million at that point of time. So that obviously gave us a lot of confidence. We started going to other geographies. We started going to the western part of India as well. So currently, when I'm speaking in front of you today, so currently we are present in all the northeastern states. We are present in Bhutan. We are present in Bengal. We are now starting to find footfalls in Bangladesh as well. So mostly in the eastern zone we have a good presence, and secondly we have a good presence also in the western zone, mostly in Maharashtra and some very small parts of Gujarat as well. So that is the current geographies that we are present in. And when I speak today, so we are on the verge of closing one more larger round of around 30 CR. With this capital, we'll be putting more production capacity here in northeast of India, which will be catering to all of the eastern India markets. This is going to be one of the large investments in this sector as far as the eastern India is concerned. So we'll be one of the largest in terms of production in eastern India. And also some amount of capital will be invested in western India as well. So as far as those things are concerned, so the company is on the verge of going beyond 100 crores of revenue in the next coming 1.5 or maximum in 2 years of time period. So that is the economic point of view. And secondly, we have been always very vocal enough and always very considerate on the other socio-economic points as well. We have been focusing a lot on the SDGs of the United Nations, and that's how we have been able to derive certain formulas of certain production capacity, where we have found out that our life cycle assessment shows that we are a carbon negative product. So in the current capacity that we are having, so we are able to minimize or reduce around 5,000 tons of CO2 annually. And of course, with the more production capacity, which is going to grow in a manifold of 8 to 9x, so you can imagine how much of carbon capacity, carbon footprints that we are going to reduce, or we are going to curb. So those are the important things that we are focusing on. It's a socio-economic journey which we are very passionate enough, which the founders are really driven forward, and we also understand the mentality of our investors who believe in us, who believe in the goals of the company, who believes in the businesses that the company is driving, and we really would thank all of our investors from this platform for believing in us and always being with us in all the thick and thins of our journey. Special thanks to Advancing Northeast for always being behind the Northeastern entrepreneurs, always being an umbrella for all the Northeastern entrepreneurs. Special thanks to Netfi, who is driving all of these things, and really appreciate the people building this enterprise, building this institution. These people have been detrimental to not only my growth, but I would say many hundred of Davids like me, who have grown from this institution, and we always have a very friendly relation with this institution. All the people, all the management and all the other staff of the institution have been very helpful and very kind to us, and we of course would always be in debt with all the support that you have provided us in terms of all the financial and all the other mentorship that you have provided, and from this platform I would really give a promising statement that we are on the verge of making a very meaningful company. I won't say many big or something like that. I mean, in big, I understand building a meaningful company. So keeping all of these things, so I would believe that we will always be indebted to the support that you have been providing us. That's a thanks note to all of you.